Hi, it's good to see you here. Come, get comfortable. Tonight, I'm making tomato scrambled eggs, my grandfather's recipe. While I cook, I want to tell you about him. About a quiet man who told me what love really means. So settle in, let sounds relax you. And if you drift off to sleep, that's perfectly okay. My grandfather was a man of few words. He was born in a small village, deep in the Chinese countryside, the kind of place where time moved slowly, and everyone knew everyone. For most of his life, he did one thing. He made tofu. Every morning before sunrise, he would plant soybeans in the field, tend to them, harvest them, then grate them, press them, made them into blocks of tofu. For decades, he did this, the same routine, the same quiet dedication. But there was one thing he was even more dedicated to. My grandmother. She was a woman marked by sorrow. She lost her parents when she was very young, too young to remember their faces. She was raised by her uncle, but childhood was not kind to her. She told me once about the bullying, the cruelty of other children. One of her front teeth was only half there. The other half had been knocked out when she was just a little girl. Someone had hit her. She also told me about the worst memory, the one that stayed with her all those years. They made her eat dirt, forced her, while they laughed. She never learned to read, never went to school. Her life could have ended there in that small village, carrying those scars alone. But then, she met my grandfather. He was different, quiet, yes, but present. He would wash the clothes, cook the meals, take care of her, in ways no one ever had. For over 50 years, they lived together, and in all those years, I can barely remember them arguing. Not once did I see him raise his voice at her. Not once. But then, the illness came. Diabetes, with complications, serious ones. The first year, she couldn't eat on her own anymore. So my grandfather fed her, spoon by spoon, bite by bite, every single meal. The second year was harder. She couldn't get out of bed. Sometimes she would soil herself. And every time, my grandfather would clean her, change her sheets, wash the clothes. In our village, there was no hospital nearby, no good medical care. So he became her nurse, her caretaker, her everything. I remember one winter day. It was freezing cold, There was no washing machine in the house, and I saw him outside washing her soiled clothes in a basin of cold water. His hands were red from the cold, and tears were falling down from his face, silently, dripping down into the water as he scrubbed. But he didn't make a sound. He just kept washing. Because she was lying in bed for so long, she developed bed sores. They were painful. Sometimes she would cry out from the pain, and my grandfather would sit beside her, applying medicine gently, carefully, staying with her until the pain eased. The third year, she passed away. At the funeral, he didn't cry. He just sat there, looking at her, for hours, days even. He didn't speak to anyone. He just looked at her face, as if memorizing it one last time. After she was gone, he moved to the city to live with his son. He spent his days playing cards with neighbors, passing the time. But I think a part of him had already left when she did. One afternoon, about a year later, he was playing cards. He stood up, swayed a little, and then he collapsed. Just like that, he was gone. I'm grateful that he didn't suffer, not like my grandmother did. He left quietly, the way he lived. This dish, tomato scrambled eggs, it's simple, just a few ingredients, nothing fancy. But every time I make it, I think of him. I think of his hands, weathered and strong, moving through the kitchen. I think of his quiet dedication, his unspoken love, the way he showed up every single day for the woman he loved. My grandfather taught me that love isn't always loud. It doesn't need grand gestures or poetic words. Sometimes, love is washing clothes in cold winter. Love is feeding someone when they can't feed themselves. Love is staying when everything is hard. So tonight, as you drift off to sleep, I hope you carry this with you. That the greatest love stories aren't always the loudest. They are the quiet ones. The ones where someone shows up, day after day, year after year, and simply stays. Every week, I come here to cook Chinese recipes and share the stories behind them. If these quiet moments bring you comfort, if they help you rest. I would be honored if you'd subscribe and join me again. There are more dishes to make, more memories to share. And I'd love to have you here. Rest well.